We have tonight with us Dr. Trevor Cates and Dr. Keira Barr, and I'd like to welcome them to the stage. So, Dr. Trevor Cates is known as the spa doctor. She was the first woman licensed as a naturopathic doctor in the state of California. So she's a true pioneer. And she was appointed by former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger to California's Bureau of Naturopathic Medicine Advisory Council. And if you didn't get a copy of her book, Clean Skin from Within, you can get it autographed before you leave. And so hopefully everyone will take one home today. She's very generously donated that for tonight's event. To her right is Dr. Kyra Barr, a dermatologist, advisor to numerous startups, editor of multiple leading medical journals, and researcher of ongoing clinical trials. Dr. Barr used to practice in Sacramento for several years at UC Davis as an assistant clinical professor, where she was president of the Sacramento Valley Dermatology Society. She worked with the California Department of Health to implement educational programs regarding sun safety and skin cancer prevention. And now, as the Chief Wellness Officer of Resilient Health Institute, she is redefining the delivery of skincare by embracing what's on the surface and what's beneath it. So I'd like to take a few minutes to ask them some questions, and then we're going to open up to audience questions. So if you have any, we've got a mic running around, and we'd be happy to take your questions for a few minutes before we let them continue answering questions at their booth. So to begin, Dr. Barr, how is your approach different as an integrative dermatologist?
So that's a great question. So I think in traditional dermatology, we are trained to look at the skin and see what's on it and decide this is what it is and this is how we're going to treat it. And as an integrative dermatologist, the important thing is to understand why what's showing up on your skin is happening, and so address the person as a whole. So I think that's a little bit of a different approach. We're really looking for what's happening underneath the hood rather than just what's on the surface.
Nice. And so Dr. Cates, what's different from the naturopathic medical approach to skin?
Well, as a naturopathic physician, I'm really looking for the underlying cause of people's skin issues. And so the root causes, I really feel like there are some big ones that can play a role in skin. And so things like inflammation, gut issues, nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, those are root causes behind skin issues. And so with a naturopathic approach, you want to find out what that is, find out the root cause, and then support the body's innate ability to heal, because our bodies are so wise. And when just given the right tools, it's amazing what it can do, and it can heal from the inside out. And so doing things, a lot of it starts with lifestyle, what we eat, if we're managing stress well, if we're sleeping well, and also what are we doing with like our skincare products, using clean and natural ingredients.
Yes, well said. So Dr. Barr, the skin whisperer.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about how exposure to the sun affects our skin.
Yes. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry, ladies. That's really loud. So 90% of what we consider aging is really photoaging. It is due to UV exposure. And so we know that the sun, the UVB rays and the UVA rays have a significant impact on breaking down our collagen and elastin and contribute to fine lines, wrinkles. And more important than that, and that is really the reason why I wrote my book, The Skin Whisperer, is that ultraviolet radiation is a significant contributor to the formation of skin cancer. And I don't think people necessarily appreciate that skin cancer is the most prevalent cancer in our country right now. That 1 in 5 people sitting, and not to like scare you, but 1 in 5 people in this room right now will be diagnosed with skin cancer. And I know this not only because I am a dermatologist and skin cancer expert, but because I am one of those 5. So I speak with experience. The sun is a wonderful thing. We need it for our mental well-being and for that vitamin feel-good thing, but you got to protect yourself. You got to get the benefit without the burn.
So speaking of skin cancer and sun protection, what are some things we can do through our diet, Dr. Cates?
Yeah, so you talked about the damage that occurs, and so I really consider that as oxidative damage being the root cause behind that. So what we want to do with diet is to eat foods that help protect our skin from the inside out. So antioxidant-rich foods, colorful fruits and vegetables, and things like wild Alaskan salmon that have omega-3 fatty acids that are anti-inflammatory. Those are things that we can do to help protect our skin from the inside out. There are also supplements that sometimes can be beneficial for people to get extra protection. So antioxidant supplements can also be nice.
Yes, fantastic. So what are other sources of UV light that we can protect our skin from?
Well, I think nowadays, UV from the outdoors is the biggest thing. It used to be in nail salons that they were using UV lamps, but now they've switched over to LED. So I think most sources of light, computers, cell phones, it's really that blue light. And what that does, more important than anything, is it disrupts your sleep. We call it junk light. And sleep is so important to your overall health and well-being. But in terms of aging and skin cancer, those sources of light, unless they're coupled with true UV radiation, so using your computer outside and your phone outside, that may increase the risk. But really, it's truly the UV light that's the most damaging.
So speaking of anti-aging, Dr. Cates, clean skin from within. What are some tips we can take away to keep feeling and looking youthful?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's getting back to addressing the root causes, and so looking at ways that things that you can do in your own lives. And so in my book, which you guys all have a copy of, in the book I break it into 4 different sections. There's clean plate, clean slate, clean body, and clean mind. And so the clean plate is about the foods that people eat. So we want to avoid the foods that trigger our root causes. And then we want to instead eat foods that help support the body from the inside out. And then clean plate is the products that we're using on our skin. Because in addition to what we're doing internally, it's really important to look at what we're putting on our skin. Because we have this opportunity to help protect our skin on the outside too. And using antioxidant-rich skincare products too. And then the clean body is about also reducing toxins in your environment in other ways, because that also triggers the root causes. And clean mind is about reducing stress, because stress is a big trigger as well. And so if we approach it in these 4 different angles, we can address the 6 root causes that lead to a lot of the skin issues that we have, including premature aging.
Well, thank you. So, and a copy of The Skin Whisperer from Dr. Barr you will receive digitally. So hopefully you entered your emails, because we will send that to you. So they both graciously donated their books, and they're fantastic. I really hope you'll go home and read them. And in addition, Dr. Cates is giving off 20% of her products for the whole week for anyone who came today. So use Skin20. She has an amazing skincare line. It's actually also one of our raffle prizes. So please be sure to use that code this week if you would like. And so now with that, I'm going to actually open up for audience questions. I've taken a bit of their time, but any questions from the audience?
No? Okay. So hi, my name's Nicole, and I see both of you are both in very good shape, and I was wondering, I know a lot of the focus here this weekend is I know a lot of the focus that we put in this weekend is on what we eat and how that affects our skin, but seeing both of you being in such great shape, I was also wondering if there was some kind of element that exercise you thought that played a role in anti-aging, skin health, or anything like that.
We were both in the gym this morning.
Yeah, we were. But here's the thing, and this is one of the biggest reasons I wrote The Skin Whisperer, and I guess it's more of a holistic, a lot of what's in here is exactly what Dr. Cates shared: nutrition, exercise, mindset, and sleep. And at the time of my diagnosis of skin cancer, I was running ultra marathons. And I would like to say, more is not better. And listen to your body. And so yes, I exercise, but I exercise so much less now than I ever used to. And you need to move in a way that feels good for you. Don't listen to the hype. CrossFit, no pain, no gain is BS. Pain is pain. And that puts stress on your body. So just go for a walk. Like, chase after your kids, mow the lawn, just move. And I think that's the key. Exercise can take so many different forms, and just listen to what your body needs.
Yeah, I do think that it's an important part of anti-aging medicine and to help us to age gracefully. And there's so many different benefits that we get from exercise, not just physical benefits, but also emotional. It helps us with sleep and helps us with our mood. So many things that are important for overall health. And it does help. I really think it helps with a healthy skin glow too.
Oh, in front.
So, being an expectant mother has its own slew of challenges. So, do you have any advice for those of us who are expecting and are going to possibly be out in the sun a lot, or and just dealing with stress and everything that comes with that whole process?
You know, I wanted to write a book called What You Didn't Expect When You Were Expecting. All the stuff that shows up on your skin that you weren't expecting. And thankfully, a lot of that will will go away after you're done. But the biggest thing, so I like to say that sunscreen should be part of your routine, like brushing your teeth. But it's not, it should be your last line of defense, not your first. And so truly nourishing your body from the inside out, eating nutrient-dense foods, and really taking care of you, because you're about to embark on a hugely stressful endeavor. And I can't emphasize enough that eating well, sleeping well, spending a night out with your girlfriends will do more for you and your skin health than anything else. This is all about building resilience, right? So this ability to bounce back from every curveball that life throws you, and the childbirth is a huge one. And so that's where this holistic approach that both Dr. Cates and I share, that's what it's all about. It's really listening to your body, doing what feels right, nourishing yourself, and you will be able to kind of deal with it. But there's no magic pill. There's no, eating clean, reading your labels. So the best thing that you can do is when you go to the grocery store, take the boxes off the shelf. Just because it says organic, don't trust that it's good, right? Not all organic products are created equal. There's still crap in them. So read your labels, read your beauty care product labels, and just try and be as clean. Natural doesn't necessarily mean safe, but there's a lot of good resources. Environmental Working Group, Beauty Heroes is a great resource for personal care products to clean out your beauty cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that, and I think that it's more important than ever to choose clean everything. What you're putting in your body, what you're putting on your body, and like she said, Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, they have a great, they have a great site, Skin Deep. My skincare line, the Spa Doctor skincare line, they are EWG verified. I do think it's important for products to be really clean. There are a lot of Unfortunately, there are a lot of endocrine disrupting chemicals in most skincare products. And so endocrine disrupting chemicals means they have hormone disrupting effects in the body. Then they're all over the place in our environment, in our air, water, food, personal care products in our homes, and especially during pregnancy. But really for any of us, we want to really reduce our exposure to these endocrine disrupting chemicals. So using natural, clean ingredients is important in skincare products. That's why I created my line, because I wanted that for my patients. I wanted that for my friends and family. And I also wanted a line that actually worked too. So that was another thing that I wanted. But I mean, I think a lot of times people think that what we put on our skin just stays on the surface. But that's why there are hormone creams and different things that we put on our skin and medications, because we can absorb through the skin. So it's really important to look at those ingredients, just like you look at your food labels and look at your skincare ingredients and get to be familiar with them. Things like parabens or synthetic fragrance and oxybenzone and ingredients like that are in so many skincare products. And there are alternatives that are much safer and healthier and actually improve the quality of your skin.
Thank you so much, Vanita, for giving us the gift of this event. I would wonder if the doctors would comment on UV light therapy. I had a bicycle crash and some pretty severe skin road rash, and a dermatologist, or no, I've forgotten what her title. She wasn't a doctor, but anyway, loaned me UV light therapy that helped my skin heal really fast. But I'm hearing you also say UV light therapy is not necessarily a good thing.
So I'd be curious to know if it was truly UV light versus LEDs, like red or blue light, in terms of the near infrared healing properties.
I think it may have been LED.
Okay,
Thank you.
so that makes me feel a little bit better because, we use phototherapy. It's ultraviolet B, and back in the day we'd use ultraviolet A rays, and still UVA1 light is used for conditions like scleroderma. And so when it is regulated tightly, it can be incredibly powerful and beneficial. But it needs to be regulated. Like tanning beds, please do not go to tanning beds. Those are unregulated. The risk, if you, people, I think the statistic is you increase your rate of developing melanoma by 75% with just one use of tanning beds. It's incredible. But LED light, the red light and blue light that we're using for treating actinic keratosis and acne, there are healing benefits. So I'm really hoping that that's what you use. But in terms of, if there's any question, consult with a dermatologist to make sure that what you're using is appropriate. That's why we have worked, California was one of the pioneers in terms of, minors not being able to use tanning beds under the age of 18 because the risk of skin cancer exponentially increases. And just because it's skin, people think you can just cut it out and forget it. But skin cancer, it affects your quality of life. It's a big deal. So please, please, please be safe.
Yeah, just if you're doing any kind of light therapy, just make sure you go see somebody that's really well qualified and they have good equipment. They're well trained.